Hello everyone, welcome back to another maths clip from Samurai Maths. You're here with Mr. H and Miss S.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so we're looking at forming algebraic expressions. We're looking at an exam question. So should we give it a shot?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so we've got an exam question here, 4 marks. It says the diagram shows a triangle inside a rectangle. We can see the dimensions algebraically. All measurements are given in centimetres. Show that the total area in centimetres squared of the shaded regions is 18x minus 30. Okay, we've spoken about this and thinking about having a strategy, but also highlighting, I guess, some of the most important parts.
Absolutely.
So, where do you think we should start? Or what should we highlight?
To be honest, I would highlight only 3 things.
Okay.
From the very last sentence. Of course, as Serha was reading the question, I was checking, is there anything worthy of highlight there? But everything's given, the diagram is given, all the measurements in centimeter are annotated on the diagram. There's nothing for me to annotate. So really the important bit of the question is in the last sentence.
Yeah.
And it says, show that the total area, so show that the total area is 18x minus 30.
And there we go.
Of the shaded regions. So this show is like a prompt word in English, like describe or something in economics, analyze. When you hear these words, you know exactly what to do. Show is the same thing, but for maths. So show, it means that you are supposed to get exactly this answer. So 18x minus 30 has to be our final answer.
And we're going to have to show a lot of working, or sufficient working to do it. Okay, so the strategy, I guess we need a plan to find the shaded region within a structure like this. And do you want to split that up for us?
Yes, we do. We need a plan because there is always a plan.
There's always a plan.
So my plan, I don't know about you, sir, but I'm going to calculate the area of the rectangle.
So let's do the area of the rectangle. Yep.
And I'm going to work out the area of the triangle.
Area of the triangle.
And I know I need to do area because the question told me to.
Of course.
That very important last sentence. And to work out the shaded region, I'm going to take away the area of the triangle from the area of the rectangle.
Because it's a bit like cutting a piece of cake from a pie. And I guess whatever you're left with is your shaded region. Should we do it?
Nice
Okay.
analogy.
So let's have a look at the area of a rectangle. So the area of the rectangle is the length times the width. And if we have a look at the length of the rectangle is x plus 6. And then we're going to times it by the width, which is 3x minus 5. Now, because there's 2 terms that we're timesing by, I think the best strategy, or the only strategy, is to use a bracket.
Yes, we're definitely going to need them. Otherwise, we start making mistakes where you just multiply by 1 term.
Yes. So we're going to use a double bracket. And if you need some advice or some help on expanding a double bracket, we'll do another video. And we'll show how that can be done quite nicely. So let's do it here. So to expand it, we've got x times 3x. And that's going to be 3x squared. We're going to have x times minus 5. That's minus 5x. You've got 6 times 3x, which is plus 18x. And then 6 times minus 5, which is minus 30. When we expand in that order, we can normally collect like terms in the middle. So let's do that. So the 3x squared stays by itself. We've got minus 5x plus 18x, miss. What's the best way to do that?
Well, I'm going to use the commutative property of addition and subtraction. So I'm going to change the numbers around, of course, taking their signs with them.
Yep.
So minus 5 plus 18 is the same as saying 18 minus 5.
And we know 18 minus 5
let me get my fingers up. No, sorry.
is 13.
It's 13.
So we're going to go with plus 13x, and we still have the minus 30. And there's the area of the rectangle. As simplified as possible.
Nice job, sir.
All right, second part of the problem was to find the area of the triangle. And the area of a triangle is given by the base times the height divided by 2. So if we have a look at the triangle, here's our base, and that's 2x. We're going to times it by the height of the triangle, and we call that the perpendicular height. And the perpendicular height means it's at right angles to the base. And if we have a look, we can see that the perpendicular height is the same as the height of the rectangle. So we can times it by 3x minus 5. Do we need a bracket here, miss, do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the height has 2 terms, not just 1.
Yeah, so we might forget to times the 2x by the 5
Exactly.
if we don't have the bracket.
Common and rookie mistake.
Yes, and another error or thing people forget is the divide by 2 for a triangle.
Some people.
Some people. Okay. So let's expand it. 2x times 3x is 6x squared. And then we got 2x times minus 5, which is minus 10x, all over 2. Now, if the numerators, or the numerator number, sorry, can be divided by the number at the denominator, then we can. So, can we divide 6 by 2?
Yes, we can.
And can we divide 10 by 2?
Yes.
Let's do
certainly.
it. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, so that will be 3x squared. Take away, 10 divided by 2 is 5, so that would be 5x. And can we collect these two terms together, miss? 3x squared and 5x?
We can't because they're not like terms.
No.
So they are the same letter, but they're not to the same power.
So they're different, aren't they? Different terms. Okay, so now let's go back to the original question, which is to find the shaded area. And if you remember, we had this plan at the start where the shaded area was the rectangle, take away the triangle, and hopefully now we have all the information we need. Okay, so the area of the rectangle, if I can just go back here, is right there. So it's 3x squared plus 13x minus 30. And then we're going to take away the area of the triangle, which we're left with over here, 3x squared minus 5x. Now, because we're timesing, again, well, you know, a negative by a double, two different terms, I think another bracket.
Let's do it.
So 3x squared minus 5x. And then you suggested something here before, miss, if we're expanding with no number or coefficient in front.
Yeah. So I like to put a 1. Essentially what's happening there is you're expanding that bracket out by minus 1. You're
There we go.
multiplying everything in the bracket by minus 1. So I like to make it visible.
So let's start to do that. So no expansion for the first part, but then minus 1 times 3x squared is minus 3x squared. And then minus 1 times minus 5x, well, the minus and the minus make a plus. 1 times 5x is 5x. Okay, so we're looking to see if we can get the answer they've requested. And I think the only way we can check is if we simplify it. Yeah? So let's collect like terms. We got x squared term there, 3x squared. And it looks like we're going to take away minus 3x squared. Or sorry, take away 3x squared. So 3x squared, take away 3x squared, miss.
And they bring each other to 0.
And because we don't have any x squared term in our answer, I think we're good. So that's good, isn't it?
Looks like a good starting point.
Yeah. All right, let's collect together the x's. So 13x plus 5x. And that should give me 18x. And I'm looking at my answer and it's looking good. And then we're just left with the minus 30 over here.
Let's bring it down.
So 18x minus 30. Looking at our answer, we can't simplify it anymore. Have we got what it's asked us for?
Yes, we have. Nice job, Mr. H.
And I think we're done.
Yeah.
All good?
we're done.
Well, I hope that helped. We have more questions on a similar thing. So if you do need anything, let us know. But for now, yeah, hopefully that helped.
We'll see you next time.
Right, take care.